Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A few moments ago in Representative Barr's office, the chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee, I had the great privilege to spend a few minutes with William Gast and Betty Gast. I wasn't surprised with a lot of what I had heard because we had spoken before, but there are some elements of the story of D-Day and Omaha Beach and the Battle of the Bulge and Bergen-Belsen that I thought were important to report to the body of the House of Representatives. William Gast said that they were wildly received by the French people after the D-Day landing. In fact, one particular village, it was liberated and an American flag was hung at 4:30 in the morning. There were over 11,000 planes involved in Operation Overlord and nearly 7,000 ships. Historians tell us that approximately 2,500 Americans lost their lives that day. And until Operation Overlord was consummated on August 19th, 1944, there would be 20,000 Americans that would lay down their lives, and nearly 100,000 Americans would be injured. The names of the beaches are familiar to us: Juneau, Sword, Gold, Utah, and Omaha Beach. And it was on Omaha Beach that Bill's Sherman tank rolled into the water. As he listened and he felt relieved that his tank treads finally caught on something firm, for many of his comrades in Company A would never see the beach and would be forever entombed in that water. The 743rd went on, later in the war, intercepted a train. And on that train, there were concentration camp inmates from Bergen-Belsen. And Bill's company, the 743rd Tank Battalion, intercepted that train, which is on its way from one concentration camp to another. Some have said that the heroes are the ones that did not come back. But I say to you today, yes, the heroes are those that did not come back, but the heroes are also those that were willing to lay down their lives for freedom. And we have one of those heroes with us today who came back with a Purple Heart, with a Silver Star, was knighted by the French government and received the Legion of Honor award by the country of France. William Gast and his greatest generation did not come to take, did not come to possess, did not come for treasure. Yet there are 30,402 places in France where the United States possess. There are plots of property, 30,402 plots of property that the United States owns in the country of France. There are 30,402 American men and women that are buried in the country of France, including nearly 10,000 at Normandy. FDR, in the early morning hours of the invasion, prayed and said that some will never return. And those words obviously proved to be prophetic. Some will never return. But he asked Almighty God to embrace those who would not return. Ronald Reagan visited those shores 40 years after the first June 6, 1944 invasion, and he said, God was our ally in this endeavor. I'm going to ask William and Betty Gass to stand just for a moment, and I'd like to share a few final thoughts. If William and Betty Gass could stand just for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, there were heroes that did not return. Ladies and gentlemen, there are tens of thousands of Americans that are buried in cemeteries overseas. Yes, there are heroes who did not return. But here is a hero that did return. And he returned to a sweetheart that was waiting for him. She hadn't seen him in 3 years. And it's hard to believe that this gentleman over here, looking as spry and sharp as he does, with a youthful wife, served his country on D-Day on the beaches of Omaha. Sir, you are a hero. Sir, we will never forget your band of brothers or what you did for freedom of the United States of America as long as we live. God bless you, William. God bless you, Betty.
Speaker, thanks, gentlemen.